What's up guys, it's Terastal and we are back for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC news. We're starting with the 4chan leak. Remember last time I showed you guys a guy who knew about Scarlet and Violet because he worked at an outsourced company for Pokemon? The man is back. This is the first time I've heard of a 4chaner coming back. So I spent like an hour researching this because if you don't know, the point of 4chan is to post something anonymously. So how could someone show up a week later on 4chan and show proof? The point is you're never the same person on 4chan. But before I explain whether the post is real or not, let's look at the post itself. There's 3 things of concern in his original post. 1, when he said the theme of the DLC is Hidden Treasures of Area Zero and Hexagon. Second thing is special Terastal appearance. That really makes no sense. And then the third thing is we are working on a graphics enhancement patch for the new Nintendo Switch models that will be released alongside the second DLC. All 3 of these things had a lot of people speculating, and he came back to clarify it. In his clarification post that just got posted, he says, "I am the poster of this post. For identification, the original text of this MD5 hash blah 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 is SKY0. So I spent forever researching this to figure out if the man is legit or not. So my understanding of what he did is when he made this original 4chan post, he did it with a certain trip code, which is when he made the post, he made sure it was this code here. But when he made this post originally, he held a secret key, which is that this code that he did the post under is actually a decoded version of a certain word, which is Suka by 0. If you put this into an MD5 hash generator, you get the exact username that he posted it under. So only the person who originally made the post would know how he came to use that trip code. If it makes 5% sense to you, you understand it. So what that would mean is more likely than not, this dude is the real deal. The dude who somehow still has his job at a Pokemon outsourcing company. Let's read this. I am the poster of this post. Remember, he's Japanese and translated this. Congrats. I'm not going to leak any more information. I just want to add some clarification to the previous one. The sucker got an English degree? He can speak now. The Hexagon is not the 3rd DLC title. I guess people were speculating this. It's not the 3rd DLC title, but an element that is displayed many times in the DLC. Now it makes sense. When he said that in the original post, he's talking about the detail. It's in the trailer as a detail, but it's gonna play a recurring detail in the actual games. Good to know. It's also good to know considering Terastal doesn't have hexagons. Forget about that. So that's the first thing clarified. He's about to clarify the second thing. The special Terastal appearance I mentioned is a new game mechanic that was not announced in the promotional video. So what's he trying to say here, Kutu? Remember Ku's post where he put the 4 gimmicks and he's like, which one stands out? Ku's been raising suspicions about the gimmicks in this game. This dude here is telling us special Terastal appearance is a new game mechanic. Some Pokemon will acquire new Terastal forms. I saw this coming. During the hype season to this, I thought certain Pokemon, pretty much when a Pokemon has the right Terra type and you Terastalize, that will also transform. So let's say for Gardevoir, that its special Terra trigger was being a Steel type. You get a special Gardevoir that's marked, give it the Steel Terra type, and when it Terastalizes, it would evolve. And I'm glad to see the DLC might do this. Alright, let's keep going. The new Switch model I mentioned is these Japanese letters. So he's not that bad at English like I thought, or whatever his translator was. This man was actually talking about a new Switch model. It's over, Switch, your days are done. You're about to get a Switch model that can actually handle graphics in 2023. Also, as far as I know, the second DLC is scheduled to be released early 2024. Bro, these DLCs about to be like October and then January. Sorry for the unclearness before. So this man just dropped a bomb. Alright, I'm gonna leave you to speculate about this. What do you think about this new Terastal form thing going on? This is gonna be crazy. Also, there's always the possibility that someone knew the character set that he used somehow and just faked being him. I want to remind you guys of that possibility. It's not very likely. I mean, this is as complicated as it gets, but it's always possible. Alright, next moving on is a theory you might have seen before because everyone sent this to me. It is returning to the theory that Paldea is Terastal, or Terastal is Paldea. And this theory works in a couple ways. First, I'm going to show you the visual. So shout out Moot Monthly. So here's the deal. Here's a map of the Paldea region. It's based off Spain, so it has this circular look. But some people one day with a couple blunts looked at the region and realized that this kind of looks like a turtle with the turtle's head here. And if you try to think in the Game Freak's mind, if they really were sneaking that a turtle was under this the whole time, it makes sense that this land here where you fight the psychic gym leader is coincidentally elevated. But anyhow, with Terapagus's reveal, it starts to look even more like Terapagus. So of course we have its head and its limbs, but at the center where Terapagus's buzzer hexagon is where the crater is located. In a weird way, take out that Terra symbol and you would like have the same situation. I'm starting to believe it. But let me explain some stuff. So Terapagus, being a turtle legendary, seems like it could be based off the world turtle, the concept of the turtle that's carrying the world on its back. When they choose a Pokemon region, they're just basing the landmass off it. Then they write their own history and have fun with it. Like in Kalos, there ain't no flower that opened up one day and did some crap. And each game also tells its own story. So what kind of story could it be going for? Maybe Terapagus, or the original Terapagus I'm gonna say, was this giant turtle that roamed the entire world with Polly on its back. It wasn't connected to Kalos. Then maybe either like hundreds of thousands of years ago, or just before the creation of the Paldean Empire 2,000 years ago, when it docked near Kalos, that someone attacked Terapagus, and he reverted into this small form and fell into Area 0, and that's the new Terapagus. But the reason I'm having fun with this idea is that maybe it traveled with an ancient civilization on that landmass in those ancient days. Like there was always a region here with people living in here, and maybe the same people who you find the remnants of in that crater. The ancient slab that no one can scratch, the markings on the ground. Maybe Terapagus isn't the sinister Pokemon that we thought it was, like baiting Heat and Sada and Turo. Maybe it's just actually a happy Pokemon. Maybe some kind of catastrophe happened, so the old people that lived in Paldia are no more, but they left whatever they could. And so it being docked near Kalos, landmass forms and smoothens it all out, and now we have this turtle husk just stuck here near Kalos. Now I ain't saying it's like a boat that you put the equations together and someone could like drive Terapagus and go swim to like Australia on its back. I mean, the equations are for the time machine, which is a whole different question. The existence of time manipulation in this game makes no sense. The rest of the game is normal. We got a turtle terastalizing a normal region. Somehow there's this time travel undertone here, and they've got to explain it somehow. Unless there really is nothing to explain. And it's as simple as Terapagus is just so extremely potent in its powers that Sada and Tura make a time machine. Not that it's directly linked to time travel. Shoot, that might be the case. Maybe there is no link. No, there's a link. There's some sort of link. It's not a coincidence, because that's the sucker who fed them the equations. So it knows something about manipulating time. Another idea you could do is maybe there were two turtles that originally roamed and one of them sunk. I'm just giving you ideas to tie it back to Atlantis being written everywhere in the game's files. Anyhow, we of course have the Blueberry Academy, which is some underwater academy that might be moving around. Maybe they know something about old Terapagus. You know, even across Paldia, without Sada and Turo's involvement in making the Terra Orbs, those Terra crystals still sprout out of the ground, don't they? Those what the raid battles are. It almost feels real that the entire region is on the turtle's back. Not just in the center of Area 0 that leads directly down is their terrestrial energy, but the entire region itself has that terrestrial energy. Alright, the last reason I like this theory is because this looks like what Heath could have seen. It's like he saw a combination of images. One, it looks like he's looking up at the night sky, but two, it looks like he's looking up from the inside of the Area 0 crater, and so these are the mountain walls. And then three, it looks like he's looking at Terapagus wandering around the earth. It's like Heath was seeing an image that Terapagus wanted him to see. I like to get your guys' minds thinking. I give you one more idea to support the world turtle idea, that maybe Terapagus is carrying its own earth, which is the Paldia region, and it's in its name. Terapagus, Terra, which means earth or world, and then Galapagos, which means tortoise. The world tortoise. Say it ain't so, Masuda. Don't give me the news. Make sure you guys shank that like button. I want you guys to think about a couple things. One, Atlantis being written everywhere in the game's files. Two, its name being World Tortoise, and an ancient civilization that must have come from somewhere. Was there another turtle? Anyhow, shank that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I got so much more to talk about, so stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.